What's going on, everyone, and welcome to another video. Bousefeenux here, and today I wanted to talk about Paragon because I've been playing a lot of it and it's dope as hell. Specifically though, I wanted to talk about the jungle in Paragon and how I've been effectively playing the jungler role. I just wanted to throw this video together for you guys because I've been noticing a lot of people not really playing this role very well. Now, trust me, I'm not a MOBA pro by any means, but I thought it'd be helpful to share some of the tips that I've picked up from other players and that I've learned myself. That being said, let's jump in. The role of the jungler in Paragon, or really any MOBA, is probably one of the most important roles in the game, and incidentally, it's also one of the most difficult to master. Don't worry though, with some practice and a few of the tips from this guide, you'll be ganking and harvesting in no time. So, what is jungling? Jungling, also referred to as bushing or neutral creeping, is when a player concentrates on killing neutral creeps during the game, usually for additional gold or experience, or in the case of Paragon, card experience, or CXP for short. It refers to the forests or jungles between the lanes on either side where neutral creeps commonly spawn. So why is playing in the jungle important, you may ask? Well, the jungle is a fantastic resource for experience points and buffs. It's also where harvesters are placed, which are an important resource of CXP, and it's crucial to have these up throughout the match. Lastly, the jungle also gives access to ganking lanes, which allow you to take out enemy team members who might have strayed a bit too far from safety. Speaking of buffs, you should know before we move on that there are 4 of them. You have red buff, which increases your damage and movement speed, blue buff, which gives a cooldown reduction for your powers and energy regen, black buff, which gives you increased damage to structures, and OP buff, or Orb Prime, activates the Orb Prime card for every friendly team member when killed. To get started with all this, you'll need to pick a character suited well for jungling. This is usually a melee character, and in Paragon, you've got a ton of great choices. I personally prefer using either Sevarog, who you've been seeing in this footage so far, or Feng Mao. Chimera, Grux, and Rampage are also fantastic choices. Now that you picked your character, you usually want to start the game with a health and/or mana potion and a harvester key. There are tons of different harvester key cards in this game, so try to pick one that increases your character's stats, as you'll be able to hang on to it for the rest of the game. Harvester keys are super important because they allow you to quickly construct harvesters. Once you've gotten your starting gear, it's time to head off into the jungle. The first thing you want to do is try to secure red buff, which provides you with extra damage and movement speed. This buff is super important early on because it allows you to clear neutral minion camps faster, and if you have to participate in a gank early game, this buff gives you a serious advantage. Anyway, once you've got your red buff, you'll want to move around the little white dots on the map inside the jungle. These are your white camps, and farming them provides you with experience points, which fills the blue bar on the right, and you and your team with CXP, the yellow bar on the left. You'll want to farm all the white minions you can on one side of the jungle, then move to the other. Everyone has a different path for this, so just play around and find what's most comfortable and efficient for you. As a side note, an important thing to do while you're farming for your white camps is to make sure you keep an eye on your minimap and look out for gank opportunities. Knowing when to gank is very situational, and it takes a lot of practice to get right. Generally, I wait to see if the enemy has moved close to our tower. Usually at that point, they're far enough away from safety that I can swoop in and get an easy kill, but always be careful with this. The enemy may have someone waiting in the jungle as well. Moving right along though, after getting your red buff and killing off a few white camps, it'll probably be time to spawn your harvesters. The harvester platform unlocks around 3 minutes into the game, and you want to make sure you place them as soon as you can so they can start to fill up. Place the harvester on your side of the jungle, then move to the other and place the other one. As you're switching lanes, make sure to keep an eye out for any teammates that need help. Once you've got both your harvesters placed, maybe you've gotten a few gank kills and cleared out some white camps, you should have enough CXP levels to start buying some cards. Start filling out your hand and upgrading your gear, then head back into the jungle to continue your route. Keep going with this cycle of collecting your harvesters, securing buffs, and ganking enemy team members until you're powered up enough to start pushing lanes with your buddies. In the late game, I try to stay out of the jungle as much as possible unless I want to grab a buff or drain a harvester. If you want, and things are going really well for your team, you can grab black buff and start destroying some of their harvesters to deny them of some of that critically helpful CXP. If you're feeling really ballsy, you can place harvesters on the enemy side of the jungle. This is really annoying for them because not only do they have to destroy your harvester, but they'll have to wait before they can place one of their own harvesters again. Once you've got your black buff and you're all kitted out with cool items, it's time to start pushing lanes with your teammates. Follow them and support them as you're sieging, and you should be good to go. Now, of course, it isn't always this easy. Sometimes you get a slow start in the game, sometimes the enemy team is a little aggressive, sometimes they gank you in your own jungle, and so on. Learning to deal with these situations just comes with practice, so get out there and keep working at it. So in summary, at the start of the game, grab your potions and harvester key, get red buff ASAP, and start clearing out enemy minions. Keep an eye out for gank opportunities at all times, and make sure to set up your harvesters at 3 minutes into the game. Later, once you're big and tough, help your teammates push lanes, and if all goes well, you'll proceed to your reward, or whatever that means. But that's gonna do it for me today, folks, as we take a look at a beginner's guide to jungling in Paragon. Hopefully you all don't mind me trying something a little different today on the channel, and if you did, well, you know what to do. If you enjoyed this video, though, consider leaving a like down below and get subscribed for more gaming content. If I get enough subscribers, I might finally be able to learn how to take a joke. Until the next time, though, I'm Bousefeenux. I'll see you at the next video, and as always, thank you so much for watching.